Howdy, hey y'all, Nerdz here with another video of your viewing entertainment. So, it's been 3 weeks since my last video, and a lot has happened. In these 3 weeks, I've jammed my finger, which prolonged a lot of work. I've written most of the first script with the help of my friend who has been partnering with me on this project since the beginning, Lily Elisa, and as of now, cast 11 of the 17 roles of this project. And I have a little bit of sad news. We are nearing the end of the written story. Just 3 chapters left. So, in light of this, I've decided to do a bit of a director's cut on the story, basically going over why I made certain decisions regarding it and such. But I also have a treat. Those of you who follow me on fanfiction know that I asked you guys to send me questions for a Q&A, and those will be answered today. So stick around to the end of the video for that. But first, the inside scoop on My Little Descendants. First off, Will's cutie mark. I never said what it's supposed to mean. Well, when I first designed Will, he had no cutie mark because I had no idea what I wanted it to be. So I was talking to Lily and I mentioned this problem. And after telling her about Will's personality, she sent me the picture on screen now, which, if you don't know, is a symbol for kindness. Will's cutie mark is very similar, with 2 hooves instead of hands. So that's basically it on the cutie marks for now. The rest will be answered in the story later. Well, in a sequel to the story, hint hint. So now we're going to get on to who's who. So Fluttershy and Discord as Belle and Adam. It's pretty obvious though, I mean, who else could tame a beast other than Fluttershy? Nightmare as Maleficent. So someone pointed out that T-Rex would make more sense as Maleficent in the whole worst villain thing, because at the time that I had started this story, T-Rex was the worst villain, because we didn't really know the threat that Starlight Glimmer had posed. But personality-wise, think about it. Well, not personality, but story-wise. So, Maleficent wanted revenge for not being invited to Aurora's christening, and Nightmare, at least in this universe, wanted revenge for the death of her best friend. Or at least, that's the story that she tells. Lolly as Lonnie. Someone pointed out that Pinkie is really nothing like Mulan, and I do agree. In that aspect, Rainbow is a better fit. However, for the sake of the plot, Lonnie's parallel needed to have a mother who would bake her cookies to cheer her up. And personally, I see Rainbow as more of the mother who would take her kid for a run or play violent video games with them until they're ready to talk about what's bothering them. Pinkie was more the type to comfort with cookies. And Nyx is Mal. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Nyx is a character owned by Penstroke. She originally appeared in his story Creeping Darkness, but is most famous for her role in Past Sins and its side stories. When I first watched Descendants, I couldn't help but notice that Nyx and Mal were very similar. Not personality-wise, as the real Nyx is bookish and shy, and a lot like a mix of Twilight and Fluttershy, honestly, with a bit of a temper. And Mal, well, I don't really need to tell you Mal's personality. But Mal is the daughter of the worst villain in the land, to quote Adam. And Nyx was the reincarnation of one of the most dangerous villains that Equestria had ever faced. Mal, as we know from the Isle of the Lost book, was born and raised to be the next Maleficent. Nyx was created to allow Nightmare to do what she couldn't when she was tied to Luna. Both were expected to take over the world, and both inevitably chose good at the end. And here, probably the biggest shock to you guys reading the story, Luna's death. Yes, I killed Luna off in My Little Descendants, or at least she was killed off pre-story. Why? Well, I wasn't originally going to. Warning, right here is some minor spoilers for the next chapter. So if you hadn't guessed, Celestia is the parallel for Aurora, but she will also be at Family Day in place of the grandmother from Descendants. So, in the movie, Audrey's grandmother verbally attacked Mal about her mother because it was Maleficent's curse that caused her to miss seeing her daughter grow up. At least, that's what she thinks. Personally, it's been a long time since I've watched Sleeping Beauty, and from what I remember, there was nothing in the curse that said that she couldn't raise her daughter. That may just be me not remembering correctly, but that's what I remember. So that was her fault, honestly. But since Celestia is going to have to go off on Nyx, she needed something to provoke her. But Celestia is a very, honestly, calm and collected character, and I don't see her just going off on someone without some traumatic event. So, honestly, Luna's death was the only thing that I could come up with that would make Celestia angry enough to verbally attack a child, or teenager, a minor. And on that note, let's move on to the questions. So, first question is from Sky Mist, and her question was, how do you choose between the auditions for the roles? That is a very, very good question, because I don't think I ever went over this. So, basically, what I do is I get the file. Well, there's a different process for each type of character. So, for an OC character, which is a character that was created specifically for this story, what I do is I listen to it, and I kind of have like an idea of how I want them to sound. And then basically what I do is I listen to the file, and then whoever gets closest to what I think that they should sound like. But I also like interpretation, and I also bring in the factor of who has the best acting ability. So whether a voice is close to what I imagine or not, I mean, acting ability is the overall deciding factor. So don't worry about trying to get into my head and interpret what I think the voice should sound like. Go with whatever you think, but prove to me that you are the best actor for the job. And then for canon characters, I try and find someone who can get as close to the canon voice as possible, while again still conveying the acting. But with a couple of characters, I've been lucky enough to find both. For instance, the guy who's playing Discord, when I first heard the audition, for a second, I literally thought that it was John Delancey. I'm not even kidding. It's like, whoa, what? When did you get here? And then in his audition, he was, trying to get into character and just doing like a whole stand-up routine. And but he was able to get into the character and really pull it off. So, yeah. Okay, so next question is from Joey Jumper 94. What if there was a family whose members go from emotionless girl to yandere when they fall in love? Seriously, guys? Okay, no, this is amazing. Like, first question was complete serious and logical, and this one is just, you guys make me laugh. I love you guys so much. But to answer your question, Joey, I guess they just go after their senpais, and all senpais need to go hide, or the world is going to explode. Better hope that you don't have any weapons at your school. So Sparkler774, what do I do in my spare time besides fanfiction related things? Well, honestly, fanfiction I don't do in my spare time. I consider fanfiction and YouTube my technical career, because it is work, but it's fun, honestly, so I wouldn't really count it as work. But some of you may or may not know, I am still in school. So between that and this, I don't get a lot of free time. But when I do, I like watching YouTube videos. I play a lot of video games like Gmod, The Sims, Minecraft, The Sims. Did I mention The Sims? Also, I watch Netflix a lot, and I just finished watching this amazing series called Numbers, which I am currently on my 3rd run through it. I finished the entire series in less than 4 weeks, and that's 6 seasons. But I gotta recommend this show, guys. Honestly, it's the best thing ever. I'm not even kidding. So next question is from the Dizzy Dan. Have I ever been to the ocean? Yes, actually. Twice. Once was when I was really little, and we were I don't remember this. I saw a picture, and I was like, what is this? And my mother had to explain it to me. But apparently, when I was like 2 years old, we were going past the Gulf of Mexico, and we stopped at this little beach thing, and there's like a picture of my older sister and me just walking in the shallow water. And then the second time was right after kindergarten. We went on vacation to Panama City, and that was the last time I've been to the beach. So yeah, I don't really remember it. So Rarity is my favorite asked, who is your favorite background pony? So I gotta say, a tie between Derpy and DJ Pond 3. Derpy because personally she's the most relatable, honestly. Like, I find myself all the time just like thinking, I just don't know what like right there, I couldn't even say the line. That was not planned. And then Vinyl Scratch, just because she's honestly an awesome character, and plus, just, whacking. Need I say more? Sakura, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I always mispronounce your name. Favorite musical instrument? Am I the lamest person ever if I say guitar? Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, if you would ask me when I was little, I would have said flute, because that was what my sister played, and my sister was, like, my hero growing up. But I literally have 3 guitars, and I don't know how to play. Like, one guitar that I have is, like, a hand-me-down. It's, like, a mini guitar, like, not a ukulele. Like, it's too big to be a ukulele, but it's smaller than a normal guitar. It's, like child size, and it's, like, for small children who are trying to learn, which is, like, a hand-me-down from my sister. And then another was, I had been watching TV, like, when I was really little, and I remember, it was, like, a craft show, and they showed how to make a guitar out of a tissue box, like an empty tissue box, rubber bands, and a toilet paper, or not a toilet paper, but a paper towel roll, like the little insert in the middle. I made one, and I got really excited, so I ran over to my uncle's house to show my cousin, and my uncle saw it, and he's like, oh, hey, maybe she'll be like a musical prodigy, and then just gave me this old guitar that he had. And then another guitar was one I got for Christmas a couple years back, and like, I never learned how to play, but I've kind of decided the other day that I want to make like a yearly bucket list for like things that I want to accomplish before the end of the year, kind of like a mega New Year's resolution that I'm going to stick to. And one of those things is before the end of this year, I want to at least begin learning how to play the guitar. Rainbow Dash X12345 asked, who is your favorite character in my story? Ooh, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to say Oh, this feels wrong trying to pick a favorite. I guess... I guess most of you guys would probably think it's Nyx, because she is the one that I do art for the most, but actually, out of the characters that I have created, I'm going to say Ladybug, just because I love her design and I love her character, and I really want to do something to explore her character more, because I think that I've got some good ideas for a backstory for her, and I'm really excited to show you guys that. Sweet Strokes asks, do I like lemons? Actually, yeah. And like, not just lemonade, like I went through a phase for a while where every day I would eat just like a lemon wedge. Like I would just get a wedge and just eat it. Like straight up, nothing to sweeten it, just deal with the sour, and I just sat there and I would just sit there and just eat a lemon. And it was so weird. And now I want a lemon. Thanks for that. And our final question is from GamerGuy1313, or maybe it's 1313, I don't know. But he had 3 questions. And it's, do you do the do? Yes, I do. I do the do. Is Illuminati confirmed? Duh. Do I even lift? Nope! Nope. I just sit on my laptop all day. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Oh god, I'm tired. It's 10 o'clock when I'm recording this, because I forgot to record. So sorry if I'm spacing out a little bit. But, that's pretty much it for this, and I am so excited to get the script done and to get these last few roles cast, because I am really, really just pumped and ready to get started on this, and I can't wait to reveal the cast to you guys, because I know those of you who have already been cast are probably starting to get a little antsy, like, hey, when are you gonna announce that we're here, that we exist, and that we exist within this project? And I'm just genuinely so happy to be doing this, honestly, and that you guys, and I'm so happy that you guys are excited too. And it's just blowing my mind how excited for this you guys have been, how open to the idea you are, and it's blowing my mind. Like, it is legitimately blowing my mind. And thank you guys so much for that, because honestly, I didn't expect My Little Descendants to get the ratings and the love that it's been getting. And if it weren't for you guys, none of this would be happening. And I'm just very, very happy to have people like you guys reading my stories and watching my videos and supporting me in what I'm doing, and I love you guys so much. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Hopefully I'll be able to get to a weekly schedule soon, and yeah, you can follow me on Google+, FimFiction, Twitter, Instagram, and DeviantArt. Links to those down in the description below. And yeah, pretty much it. Nerdz out.